Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I just want to say first, right off the bat, I am proud of you. I am proud of us. I am proud of me. I am proud of all of us. We're going through some really hard times and we're still here. We are doing our best. Like, honestly, if you feel like you should be doing 10 times more, you are doing your best right now. You're doing your absolute best. You know yourself. You can trust yourself. Who knows what the future will bring? Nobody knows. But I just want to say I'm really proud of you. Because I'm saying it to myself too. So, welcome. I am Katie, if I don't mention that enough. My numbers have been growing lately, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. I started this channel a couple years ago. I actually started it during the 2020, 2021, probably 2020, I think mid 2020, I don't remember. I was doing some lives and on Instagram, and I think I would upload them over here or vice versa. I don't remember. I did take a lot of those down, but there were a lot of sit downs and chats, and I do want to return to that. And there's been a lot going on over here. As I mentioned, I'm moving, and so a lot of packing, a lot of making big decisions, and so yeah. And at the same time, we can do what we can. Yeah, and I guess to continue on, I remember when I had 1 subscriber and when I had 5, and I'm still not big yet, and that's fine. My biggest thing is connecting with people similar that are going through similar things, because I want to let you know you're not alone. And it's hard when a lot of this world wants to tell you you're not enough and you're alone. Like, that's the messaging that we get. And it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. You are not alone, and you are plenty enough. And you will find ways to navigate and do what you can. We need to take lots of breaks. We need to, I have been doom scrolling as well. I have been fearful of a lot of things, and I still march on. And every morning I wake up is different. I miss times that I think about, like a year ago, like what I was focusing on, or 2 years ago, or 10 years ago, and I can't dwell there too long, because I'm here now, and what I have agency over is now. I can't change anything about the past. And I look what I have agency over, what I have choice over, what I can do with my time and my skills. And that's where I am. So, this week is amazingly, it amazes me every time I open this, because I don't look ahead on my week until I open it up right here with you guys. I pen, erasable pen some things in as time progresses for appointments. I did have a lab last Friday, but I rescheduled it to this week because we had a bunch of snow days. Seattle, because we are so hilly here, we get some ice and it can be really bad. So my son had 3 snow days. He had 1 full day of school and then a 2-hour late. And yeah, that's just how it's going to be. And I agree with another teacher who had kind of popped online and said the snow days are they're really salient in kids' minds, right? Like, those are some of the days that you really remember. And like, some parents were like, well, can't they hop online, you know, like they did during the pandemic? And it's like, not everyone has internet. Not everyone has parents or anyone who can monitor, you know. It's like there's working parents all over our district, and it just enjoy those days off. We have a few extra days tacked onto the year, but yeah, I don't know. Enjoy. Like, what do you remember about snow days? That would be, I would love to hear some of those comments. And because in some areas of the country, it's like snow is just normal. And then you just, I remember seeing chains on the buses, and they're getting around in some of the deeper snow. But sometimes the ice, it's just really bad around here. Or they put a bunch of salt down or a bunch of de-icer, you know, or gravel, like it just varies all over the place. And yeah, what do you remember about snow days? Did you build a fort? Did you have snowball fights? Were you inside, staying warm? Were you playing video games? Were you like, what did you do? I would be wondering what, I'm trying to think. I guess when I was really little, I didn't know if they were snow days or not. I was just like, oh, I get to go play out in the snow. And I couldn't tell. I guess they were from school, taking off school. But yeah. So I realized I need my little... This would not be a typical video if I didn't forget something. I forgot my whole pouch, so hang on. Okay, so... what I need is one of these, maybe one of these. Actually, I think I want to use this one this week. And I might have to snip. I don't know, I think that's what I need right now. Anyway, yeah, I went to like make lines and I realized I can't make lines. I actually purchased Paper Minty Studio had a sale last week. I'm trying to remember the timing. I received this like Tuesday, I think. Monday or Tuesday. But their site kept kind of going down. So I just like picked up this pack, and then I got, a little sticker book, which is... right. I didn't actually have a sticker book, so I got this one, the one where you can like put them in here. And so I did put some in of just like ones that I didn't have like a whole lot of, and it was kind of nice. I thought that, and I love this. Love that. So that's all I got. Oh, I got some freebies. Actually, let me show them all off since I can see them here. I had put them away in my sticker binder. Come here. Here we go. So I got, this is a little freebie. Thank you. And I love this one. And then this one. So very much enjoyed those, and they kind of, let's see. Yeah, so there's this one that matches, and this one that matches here. Yeah. So I was only going to use a couple because I love these a lot. These are really pretty. It's not a big departure from last week's. Like I had browns and stuff last week, but more floral. I did like these florals at the bottom. I really liked how that turned out, but maybe I'll do a different color way, you know, next week. But my brain, this is what I can handle right now. And this is what's happening. So I am going to also get out these stickers. And I was going to use, I think, these, yeah, and then do those in a bit. So yeah, these are, yeah, I can put, I was trying to remember, can I put the lines all the way through? And the answer is yes. Actually, I think I can update, because after I updated, well, sorry, after I released last week's video, I'm just going to put lines on all these because I just feel like it. I think I might do the verticals in the lighter color. That might be. Or I can highlight up here. I do have a lighter color I'm using. And I went back and I tried to, well, one thing, I was really late in like wrapping up January. So I took a little time. I think it was last Sunday or Monday. I can't tell anymore. I really can't. I wake up and then I do things during that day. That's all I can do. And I transferred all the habits here, and I really liked how it turned out. I was going to show you guys, because I believe like the more that you find ways to fall in love with your planner. So I'm not talking specifically about customizing, because I think you can customize the heck out of something and still not feel connected with it, right? There are times where I put a lot in and I'm like totally think about how I'm using it, what I'm doing, and it's still, I need to have a deeper connection to it. And I feel like I have that in here. That saying, I don't know if I'm buying this planner next year because of the controversy with getting it. I'm really saddened to see, like, I was hoping that a lot of people would have theirs by now, and there's a lot of people who just don't. And that makes me really sad. Like, I thought, well, maybe give it a little bit more time. Nope. I try to put a lot of faith in people. I do. And sometimes that faith is not there. I do know things happen in the mail. I do know that people can try their best. But I also believe, like, when those things happen, you still need to make it right. So you do need to account for losses in your business. You just do. Like, you can't sell every single one at a profit. You're going to find things wrong. You're going to have things get lost in the mail. You're going to have things arrive damaged. You know, like, sometimes we have very little control. Actually, I think because I really like this highlight thing going on, I'm going to continue that on here. So I'm hoping that, I know many people did chargebacks, and that should be right. You know, you didn't get what you paid for. And when you didn't get it, the company also needs to submit insurance info as well. Like, that's just how it works. So I think I'm gonna, because I'm really into how this is all looking. Let's see. So will these, I think I want to white out these because these are shorter and I want to have them centered. So yeah, I'm gonna put a little cover up here. So I did sell, that's the other thing. I had sold my planners that I even mentioned last week before I even got my videos out, and I just thank people for buying them. Actually, I don't want this to go down here. There we Yeah, I mean, I listed them on Mercari, so I think people just saw them there first, and that is totally fine. And what else was I gonna say? I'm trying to remember. Like that last week feels like 2, 3 weeks ago. And that's the thing. Like all of this is meant to use our energy up, and everything is very emotional right now, and everything is kind of scary, and there is a purpose for that, and that's to wear us down. So we are here, and we are stepping up where we can and make it known this is not what we're agreeing to. So, I mean, I honestly think that no matter who you voted for, you didn't vote for this. Like, it may seem like you did to some people who, and I don't think that's many people here. Like, honestly, I even for more, I've not hidden where my beliefs and values lie. I do believe we should care for each other. I do believe that that truth and honesty is a huge value. And I do think that there is a lot of corruption in a lot of places. Like, I'm not going to deny that. There's a lot of dissatisfaction in a lot of the government. But there also is less than what we've been told over the last 40 years of who's actually corrupt and things. Like, I'm not going to get into, whoops, my line's totally off here. You have the right to do what you want, but I do notice a lot of planners. I don't hear much being talked about all of this. They will say, hey, it's a rough time, and then proceed right into decorating. And, you know, I do a portion of that too. But I have always believed in the truth of things. Science is a huge part of, and facts, and you can take information and skew it different ways. You can take a whole like study and take it and write about it in two different ways. Like, I'm not saying the study is skewed, although many times it can be if it's not looking at the right demographic. But I'm just saying, like, the study can come out and there can be 5 different stories about it, and each one of them has a different take because you're trying to spin it your way. So it's worth going to the source and reading it yourself when you have time. And sometimes we don't have the time for that. So we need to have trusted sources that we go to. And that's why I've been relying on ground news. It'll show you which way things skew. I will read things that are skewed a certain way. And it really helps because the other part is there's even more people we're not listening to right now, but there are a lot of people we have not listened to. And I think listening is huge, huge. It's a huge thing in how we communicate with each other and hear each other. And there are problems all over the place. There are problems like with so many different things. And we can't say one set of problems. I mean, every problem has a scale, right? And has a context to it. I am done with that one. So every problem can weigh differently amongst other people. But then when you pool people together and you say, well, here are all the values that and problems that we are seeing, how do those lay out? And we kind of vote and come together, tally up. If you have 5 people arguing that the, safety of our water is important and only 2 are not, we're going to focus on that, right? Because that's being brought upon us. Now having clear facts in front of us this is all very complicated. I'm trying to explain something that's very nuanced as something easy, and it's not. None of this is easy. But listening to what the people want, I think, is one of the most important things. And I can say, many sides will say, and I'm not saying both sides. That is not what I'm saying. Many people will say, like, oh, where was my tangent going with that? Oh, I thought this one matched kind of the theme, so that's why I'm going with this one. Yeah, I wanted to go all the way over. As a community, you come together and you say what's important for your community. And sometimes there are those who can't show up to those community meetings. And so how do we get heard? And that's where it's important to hear everyone in areas and to hear what the real problems are. Because it's not that one side, because we have a 2-party system, one side is worth more than the other. And it's not that because there's primarily one side in this one community that it should only be one side being heard, because that's not fair. So democracy is messy. Democracy is fragile. And we are doing our best. The main thing is, though, that your representatives and senators hear you. There are a massive amount of calls. Who was it? Was it AOC? Yes. She was just doing on Instagram, she was just sharing she was knitting, which I found very, like, even somebody in this big fight is in there, but also taking a break. My goodness, do you need breaks? You need to rest. You need to take your brain off things for a while. And I'm like, you are influencing so many people here, and rightly so, to see that you're taking a break. So she was saying so many conservatives that sit in front of Fox News are calling their representatives way before this, way before any of this. And I will say, I have slacked on this. I did not see that as the highest priority. And now that I'm hearing, like, that's what they're all doing, they will sit there and watch. Again, you can have a privilege to have more time on your hands, and be able to do that. But it also can be very short, where it doesn't have to take a whole long time. And calls are what matters. The calling boards were overrun this last week, and you keep calling. So, very, very big, heavy things. And I've had a lot of fear the past couple days. I will say that. Like, when I listen to certain news sources, it gets me really in a bad place. So I have to back off. I have to say, this is not for me. This is not where I should be spending that time. So I'm thinking, since I have a circular sticker of this one, I might put that right here, because this is a really pretty one. And I can have it take up a lot of space here. Oh, let's see. I know someone had mentioned, this might be about where it's going to get stuck. Yeah, it's kind of angled though. Of leaving it on the sticker sheet and kind of lining it up and rolling it off of there. I use patience. I use patience because it will come off. There we go. As long as we're gentle. And I want to line this up with this side. I know I'm going to be, I'm kind of on screen. Let's see if I can line it up here. So, besides all of that, what are you using your breaks for? What are you using some of your off time? What shows are you watching? What is bringing you comfort? Oh, I think this got a little wrinkled on the corner here. Here we go. I have to say, I don't watch reality? I said that weird. Reality TV very often, but I am watching The Traders. I think I might have mentioned this. I don't know. Mainly because there's just somebody's name on there that I watch a podcast of, and was like, oh, why don't I see what they do on reality TV? And yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. Would I watch other seasons of it? I don't know. Let's see. I think I really like either this plant. I think about putting the plant over here. Speaking of plants, I am downsizing a lot of my plants. It's a little sad, but a lot of them were kind of dying. So, you know, I will start again when we land. Yeah, that's mostly straight. I'm not going to worry about that. I think I'll put a couple of these stars. I've been meaning to go back to PBS has, what's it called? All Creatures Great and Small. That is one of the good feel ones. I know they were talking about, there's a whole sticker sheet over here I wasn't even looking at. I think their timeline includes some of the World War in there, and so I mean, part of the stories is, you know, he's a vet, but then James Herriot, and then true story, and he does enlist and go off to war and come back and that kind of stuff. So, but it's mostly about, you know, being a vet in the countryside, the English countryside, because I believe he is Irish. I believe. I was not trying an accent right there. That was not me trying. I believe. I was stressing just the believe part. I think I want to keep it like that simple. Like that's Let's see. But one more over here would be nice. Something up in here. Something in here. Because I want to list my meals there. So I have like the desk one, but there's already a desk there. I'm wondering about this tapestry one. Or a hanging. I think I'm just going to try this one. Because why not? Use the fancy things. Enjoy them. Let's see. This one, it does help to kind of line it up a bit. And I will also say this, if it is, that's a little crooked, but it's fine. I'm not going to correct it. I'm not. Am I? No, it's just a little off. Maybe I'll like highlight around it a little bit. Sometimes that can help take the emphasis, or just kind of like have a little shadow like this. What was I saying? I thought I was going to bring up like, what are you distracting yourself with? What shows are you watching? What podcasts are you enjoying right now? Oh, I was going to show. So I finished up January here, and I regularly accidentally fold these in. So I had like the things that I wanted to get done, my reflections on each. I listed out all of our meals and then our ingredients. So then when I went to February, I started off here. So I have things here. I can put a few more meals on there. And then back here, this is what I really did enjoy, was I copied over all of these, and I just love how this looks. I love the dots and the check marks. I do put X's when I am here because it just makes more sense, but long term, I really like this. Then I changed a couple. What did I say? So instead of reach out, I said bridge, which to me has meaning. It's kind of the bridge of our move. And so what ways am I reaching out or doing things that helps that? What kind of bridges am I building? And then I did like a little blurb about how things went here. And I just like keeping this here because there is a bunch of blank space here. But it also helps to see where that tracker is. And I know I use the same one down here, but I love that one so much. So that's why I'm using it this week. Yeah, so I thought I would share that. And this is still crooked. Maybe it's a little bit more crooked now that I have the highlight. That's okay. That's okay. And my best friend reminded me that that's one of the things I say a lot. And that is okay that I say it a lot. So let's get, it's going to be a full week of school. There might be like a little snow coming in on the weekend, but right now there's just some snow on the ground, and it's lingering, but it also is kind of melting off during the day. So it is going to be like in the 20s. Actually, that's what I need to write down. I forgot to do that last week, and I really have been enjoying like things that I forget. I will get done recording and then do them. And yes, I know that my politics may not match with yours, and that's okay. Oops, I put this in the wrong spot. They have early release on Fridays. So come here. It feels like I'm drawing on the paper, but I'm catching the edge of that. And then Where did... Because even though we may have voted for similar people, we still have different values and what is more important to us. Like, I am going to value a lot of education because my son's in school, or things that have to do with kids. They're just on my radar. Like, that has a lot of meaning. I am not saying everyone should have kids at all. Not at all. And I'm not saying that people without kids don't value that at all either, because they can. You can have nieces and nephews that you're like, I love them dearly. And I'm, want the best for them too. But there's always going to be differences no matter what party you're in, because everyone's different. And it's that coming together and focusing on what do you want. And I will say that happens on both sides. And sometimes when everyone wants different things, as a group, they all try to get together and get all those things done, and it can be too extreme. So, which is kind of what we're seeing now. I'm not making light of any of what's going on right now at all. So please know that. It is heavy. It is a lot. And that's why I am talking about it. Because, and yeah, if this isn't for you, I'm not going to dig deep every week on it. No, because we need breaks. But I also want to acknowledge that it's happening, right? Like, we're going through a really hard period of time here, and to pop on and not acknowledge it, I just can't, because I start recording over here and my heart is heavy. It is just heavy, and I'm like, I need to say certain things, and that's what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I am not going to persuade you one way or the other on anything. You can listen to my words and you can take what is important to you. Okay, I'm looking at my February, because I was looking at January up here and copying. They are a little different. Here I was like donating one thing. I am in mass donation mode right now. I have like a ton of boxes and things ready to go. And that is going to be one of the things. I'll be making multiple trips this week. I did laundry today. I did some laundry today. Bathroom. And wait, 1, 2, balance, plants, hair, laundry. Oh, donations. Excuse me. Well, now what I was doing before is putting activate, and I'm activating every single day. Activate to me is taking action on things that are happening within the world. Like, what can I do? And I don't need to track that because it was not helping. So I do have things like activate, rest, journals. MTG is my Magic the Gathering arena that I play online. It's just one of those things that I use to totally relax. It's free. I have played Magic for over 20 years. Has it been 20? Oh yeah. Yeah. I would say around 2005. Yeah. 2004. Yeah, because we moved in 2004, and then in 2005 we were having parties at our house. So track what feels good to you. Like, if it's just not feeling right, don't do it. So I do need to catch up a bit. We're on the 7th, I think. Is it the 7th or 8th? No, it's the 8th. It's the 8th. So I have some catch up to do there. And then what's kind of sad is like these aren't spaced, so I can put 7 things here. So I'm just going to, and every time I do like one in between. I have to do Saturday, Sunday next to each other. So I'm just going to wing it. There we go. Sometimes when you just don't pay attention to the lines underneath, they feel a little bit more spaced out. There is a very faint line in that makes check marks in that first column, but I'm just ignoring that. What else? What else? We have some meals this week. We have a shepherd's pie, spaghetti for my son. That's his very favorite. Every time we get groceries and he sees, because we do jars. We add some things to the jars, but we just get the jars. He's like, when is it? When are we having it? Like, we literally had it about a week ago, but he can't wait. So, and he eats leftovers. Like, he has it multiple nights in a row, but, and I try to cycle through other things so he doesn't get totally sick of it. What else do we, oh, a tortilla soup. What else do we have? I did my groceries. I just didn't enter them in yet. That was the thing. I need to go back here and put in. So here is what we had. We used this and this and one of these. Oh, I think we have also, so the other way I plan meals is like, we also have a chicken fettuccine, which I have not had for ages, because I haven't been able to have dairy, and I'm trying. I've been having dairy since December, and it's working. I don't know if I mentioned, I did come off my Imurin pills that I took because I switched to Inflectra, which is a Remicade biosimilar for my Crohn's. And so, hi, if you're just hearing all of my history there. Yeah, I couldn't have dairy for probably like 7 years, and I was on low FODMAP as well. And so to just be able to say, oh yeah, I can just have regular spaghetti, actually, and we do get RAO, R-A-O, and I know they're owned by Campbell's. I have no idea what Campbell's is up to these days. We get it because my son loves it. They make a sensitive version, which is low FODMAP. So I was like, yeah, RAO has just exploded, and I'm not condoning any of their practices, but I also am like, I'm amazed on their variety of things that they have coming out. So you can let me know in the comments what you've heard about them, but they're a big corporation. Well, I mean, they were doing really well, and then they got bought out by a big corporation, so I don't know their backstory. I don't know where they've donated money to, and that is something I need to check out. I thought there was like one other thing. I mean, we'll have leftovers. Oh, we're going to eat out once because we didn't eat out last week at all. So I think I'll just put out, and then, oh, steak tacos. That was what it was. So, what else? What else? I don't want to put anything here. In the past, I put like this week, and I don't need it there. So I'll do my 2 lists. I don't really have much being shipped. Yeah, just these stickers in the book is what came last week. I just had like that one thing. We will be getting some travel items. I love this. If you've been here a long time, you will have known that. Oh, was that last year? Do I have it next to me? Something fell. I don't know what fell. I'm seeing in my old, is it here? Oh, those are just the months. I'm looking at, I feel like it was the year before where I drew, I don't think it was this last year. I'm looking at my old planner here. I had drawn, let's see if I can talk, some hanging lanterns. It must have been a year and a half ago. And I do have some of my really old, because I'm getting things out here. Let's see. Oh, they're really buried. How many planners have I had? Here's a sterling ink. This is when she did this version. Let's see. Whoops. I think it was like this one. Yeah, I'm kind of on a... This feels right. Let's see. Here it is. I found it. Thankfully, I got into my storage. So I had drawn these based on a photo that I had. I just felt like hand drawing those there. And yeah, it just kind of reminds me. See, this is how far I've come. So these were these are the original sterling ink koi fish. Oh, I love those so much. And yeah, I used to leave more room at the top sometimes. Oh, this is way back. See, this is why I do keep these. This is an undated that I dated. So this was my first sterling ink. Did I go all the way back? I think. No, I started in April. And then, what did I do? Oh, I just left some blank. So, yeah, this is with the old texture on it. Good times, good times. So, and now I bring it into this planner. Anything else? I'm not going to do another planner. I do, when I'm done recording, I do match a little bit in my health planner and sometimes in my business one. My business one, so this is what I will fess up to. My business one is not getting as much love. Like, I feel more of a connection to this one. It's not because of the design. Well, not solely. I love just how these beginning pages worked out. Like, I really love all of this. Oh, I need to go back and do this. I was going to put little hearts for no buy. And no buy for me are extras, not groceries. And we are getting through some of the birthdays. I don't have a whole lot of birthdays. But I really like how this is all coming along. Now, projects. So I did update this a little bit where this was the amount of steps that I took. And I forwarded on to, which were donations and, and my plants. So I brought them down here. Oh, I only checked off one. Excuse me. I did a super deep clean of the bathroom and now I'm doing like more maintenance for it. So I took that off. So now it's like filing taxes. We'll only take a couple more times. Oh, I can check one of those off because I was doing some bookkeeping. So I'm just seeing how long they will take. This, I'm not trying to get these all to 100%. I'm just seeing like how many times, like this deep clean bathroom, I was doing it like little bits every day. And this is how many times. There were multiple days in between some of these, but like I would do multiple passes on the glass doors. And then I did, like we have this drill bit that has a brush on the end and I would take that around and then get in between. Like each part had a little bit and I just couldn't do it all in one day. I just couldn't. Partly because scheduling, but partly just stamina. So I just kept at it a little bit each day and they were not in a row. And I just wanted to see how many it took. And these were not 15-minute increments. They were just tries. They were just tries. And so file taxes, I got some more, like W-2s in and then, did some bookkeeping. So I know there's maybe like 2 left, maybe. Find a home for plants. I did once, and I need to do that a few more times. And then I'm looking at recipes with the pantry items. I think I did that once. Oh, you know what I did? If you're into cream of wheat, I got this from a nutritionist. Cream of wheat, and you put a little canned pumpkin in there, and then some pumpkin spice, a little bit of salt because you need it just a tiny bit salty. Whenever I make cream of wheat, I put a little salt in, or you could put a little butter in. Oh my gosh. I was like, how is this going to taste? I don't know. Now, I make mine with oat milk. Even though I can have dairy, I just very oftentimes use oat milk, and that has sugar in it. Oh, and then I put a little brown sugar as well. I thought, well, is this going to be too sweet like pumpkin pie? No, if you keep the sweetness down, it was, and I was like, why am I doing pumpkin in February? It was so good. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was like probably like, a big spoon, like one of the tablespoons that you serve up stuff with your silverware. I would say a heaping amount of that in a bowl. And I made it all on the stove. So I loved it. I don't know. When she described it to me, I was just like, that sounds amazing. I have put like pecans in there, and then like halfway through, whenever I have like cream of wheat and I put nuts in for the first few bites, I love it. And then I don't love it. I'm like, I'm done with this texture. I just don't want to have that texture anymore. So anyway, I like it creamy, and it's one of my treats. I mean, I do that, and then I do special toasts, and another one I do, I don't know why I'm talking about this, I'm just enjoying talking about food right now, is if you can get a hold of an avocado. We had some old ones that we had in the fridge that we kind of let ripen, and then we put in the fridge drawer, and it had been down there quite a few weeks, and we pulled it out, and it was decent. That with like a little bit of split like cherry tomatoes and a balsamic drizzle. I got the drizzle at Trader Joe's, but I don't know if they sell it anymore, and it was quite a while ago. Those are my tips. Breakfast, some joy. See what kind of joys that you can bring into your life. What else can I put on here? Carpooling will go there. I don't have, I have my lab. That's what I can put. So that is 11. And I wanted to talk about one more thing. I need some drive time to get there though. And drive time back. It probably will be back by noon though. I would like to do on, I'm trying to see what day. Maybe I'll put a poll up. But this is kind of what I'm thinking. I want to do like a little check-in time that's live. And it would be here and in other places. It's just kind of a free check-in. I know I've talked about memberships. I have like half of Patreon set up yet. I still need to do a little bit more with that. It's coming along though. I had set it up previously, and I had to like delete a bunch of stuff in there because I really hadn't done anything with it. And so I was like, how do I get these levels out of here? Because again, I had set it up and nobody had joined because I just didn't make it live. And so I'm trying to have like a check-in on Mondays, and then maybe something on Fridays as well. So like Mondays, it's nice to kind of get ahead for the week. I know Sundays can be a nice time, but I'm thinking just like, I'm trying to think of maybe evenings. Now I am in Pacific time. So if I did like a 3 or 4 o'clock, that would be kind of a 7 o'clock for East Coast. So I'm trying to think of that, or a lunchtime. Actually, you know, that's what I was leaning towards. Like maybe doing a 10 a.m., which would be a 1 p.m. on a Monday. That would be easier for me to do. So kind of a lunchtime check-in on a Monday where you like get through your emails and then you kind of see where you can fit things in for the week. Sometimes you do a lot of planning on Mondays and then by Monday lunchtime, you're like, I did my plans for the week, but just trying to see like coming together, listening, just letting some things out, you know, and seeing, and then maybe a Friday one too. That's kind of what I'm thinking because I've been wanting to do more lives. So I'll let you know. I think I want to do something this Monday. I'm not sure about this Friday yet, but let's try Mondays for a little bit as I'm setting up Patreon and stuff like that. Just to kind of get together and listen to each other and vent and all that. So it can be healthy to do that. So these are my spreads for this week. I hope that you have a chance to take care of yourself in any way you can, to accept this is exactly where you are right now. Like you really, where you are right now is where you are. And when you accept that and you build from there, that's what you can do. That's where agency comes in, right? We can learn from the past and we can shift and reflect, you know. And that's kind of what I want to do on Mondays as well, is kind of reflect on the last week a little bit. Yeah. So I would not be surprised if some of my numbers went down because I did talk about some things in this one, but this is who I truly am. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to be like, here's the news for the day, because you can get that reliably at other sources that you trust. Here, we're about listening. So take care, everyone. If you enjoyed this, please like it on your way out. Consider subscribing if you want to hear more of this, because to some of you, this may resonate. And this may be more of what you want to hear. And then that puts you at the top, not at the top, not the top, but it just includes me in your feeds when you're going through everything so you don't miss any, especially the lives. The lives kind of disappear from people's, if you just go to their page, sometimes they're stuffed under a tab called lives, but if you subscribe, then you actually see them in your feed and you can see upcoming ones and say, notify me. So that can be very helpful and it's free. It's free to do that. So, and I hope everyone, I'm just sending again, big hugs, and I will see you next time. Bye.